Hello, sports fans, and welcome to this week's coverage from the Smash Bang Wallop Cup. This week's game sees live from the Dragons Litter Tray, the home of the Tiny Rocks, coached by JP. And the away team for this game are the Pegasus Flyers, coached by Norbert Argusson. Joining me in the booth today is Duncan.
Hello there, how are you doing?
I'm good, Dunk. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm really hoping that these Khemri start turning to dust because they're becoming a bit annoying, aren't they?
Yeah, they've definitely been causing up a bit of a stir. The Pegasus Flyers themselves in their last game lost against the Cornballs, coached by Dion WP. Before we continue, I am contractually obligated to let everyone know that the game, the Dragon's Litter Tray, is aptly named because it is a Dragon's Litter Tray, and any fans left after the end of the game may find themselves incinerated by Dragonfire. Anyway, exactly. The coin toss is gone.
There will be a klaxon. It's not either Joe or myself bowels voiding. It is obligatory. It means you have to get the hell out there fast, otherwise you will die.
So with the coin toss, it looks as though the Tiny Rocks have won the toss and are putting the Flyers in defence for the first half.
I mean, the Brets have been pretty decent this season. They're, again, on the annoying scale, they score quite high, I think.
They've definitely been high scorers, and they definitely are in. I guess they're in the top part of the league too. Yep. Looks like we're starting the game off with some readiness. It's the pitch invasion.
I think the klaxon may have sounded accidentally, and some of the players actually started to head for the exits, which is why they've actually knocked themselves out. So.
I guess some of the fans obviously ran on and must have knocked out some of the players as well. But the kickoff's been, the Pegasus Flyers have kicked to the Tiny Rocks to start off.
And now my favourite part of the game, watching Khemri, is them trying to pick the ball up, which I'm going to guess will be in a minute. First off, the Tomb Guardian's going to get in a place just so they can go and kick some snot out of someone, which again is my third favourite thing about Khemri.
So do you think the speed advantage will be the deciding factor in this game, Doug?
I think it's going to... It all comes down to, because of course the Brets have got Fend, which on the slow-moving team, if the Khemri can't go and get their cage moving, they're going to be at the mercy of the Bretonnian blitzers, I think. So it's going to be a case of seeing how far they can get up, I reckon. Oh, he's picked the ball up, though.
Oh, well, there we go. I guess the game's now starting in earnest. I say that, and we haven't had a casualty or even a death yet.
I mean, yeah, I think the fans got a bit over-eager with that pitch invasion, so just as long as the vim and the vigour hasn't gone out of the game, I think it should be fine. And now it's the Brets' turn to go and try and do something. Here they come. Probably try and flank around the slow-moving. Because that's the problem, the Khemri could get caught out here, they get dispossessed, and the Brets can score pretty quickly.
I have to admit, their formation at the moment is definitely looking a lot spread out, and given the average speed at which they go, they might see themselves at the disadvantage.
Yeah, I'd say the Bretonnians, when they played the Skaven, I think were masters of their own downfall, I think, in a little way, because they just didn't go and block the rats. Of course, the Khemri and how slow they move are completely different propositions, so it might actually work in their favour. Oh, someone's stunned. Oh, not off the pitch, but he's actually seeing some wanton violence, which is really good.
That's what everyone's here for. It's the family-friendly game that is Bloodbowl.
Exactly. Oh, hello. That's one way to go make an inroads. Go move on the Tomb Guardians in the first turn. He's only KO'd, but.
So I guess it would be a question of which out of the two teams, which is going to have the more impact, the Tomb Guardians or the Bretonnians, Blitzers and Knights.
I think you can definitely see the Knights there. How fast they've just moved down the pitch after that blitz. They're mere squares away now from the actual ball carrier, so the Khemri need to go and get some people up and actually go and try and defend the ball, because otherwise they're in danger of getting sacked, and the Brets are going to go and run a very quick touchdown.
I mean, we know from the last game for the Pegasus Flyers that a few of their players have managed to level up and get some skill increases. That's a nasty fall.
Yeah, and I say they're always dangerous Brets because in addition to obviously their blitzing prowess with Fend, if the And we're trying to hopefully move their cage forward, and Fender's going to go and put a spanner in those works. Oh, hello.
Oh, here we go.
I wish Rupert. It's only badly hurt though.
I mean, he's only a lineman.
Exactly. I mean, literally, why he's on the line of scrimmage, completely dispensable. Ganging up around that knight there, just to make sure that he can't do any fancy down blitzing and stuff. Yeah, the push. So even with block as well, it's been quite a difficult one to go and get him down. But and the other Tomb Guardian lurching over there to try and guard those other two up. It's a bit out of position, I think, to be honest, given how slow they are.
But I mean, that's not going to threaten both of them. One of them could still make his way around, and it'll more or less be a case of one moves around and then the other dodges. It'll kind of leave
exactly. And that's the thing. If they dodge out of the way, then that Tomb Guardian's basically left there holding his bones with no one around him. So.
Well, the Bretonnians are obviously making a perimeter around the Tomb King's.
I think as well cage. With the Tomb Guard. I think with the Tomb Guardian gone, I think what these Khemri are going to do is try to look his side cage on the sidelines. So it does pose a few problems and possibilities for serfs, but we shall then see what happens.
That last block has definitely freed up that other knight, so he can make a blitz, and he's going for it now.
See if he can sack the ball carrier. Oh no! Hang on.
Oh.
Block.
They both steal. Or let's just button heads.
Failed miserably.
At least he's okay though. He's not too badly. The only thing hurt is his pride probably.
Yeah, and I said that Tomb Guardian inadvertently now has actually been freed up, so he can actually come across and block those other blitzers off.
Oh no, he's staying a mark.
That's a bit unusual. Probably would have moved further forward, but he's got a plan in mind and he's sticking to it, and that's no bad thing.
I mean, usually you would see the Tomb Guardians maybe form the corners for the cage.
They do,
but I guess in this instance, JP is trying to basically spread out the damage capabilities with them.
And as you just saw from that block there with that Tomb Guardian, okay, he managed to go and push the lineman back, but he can't follow up because as the lineman's got fend, so you can see there he's actually just left in no man's land really. So it's all well and good being able to go and block these people. If they can't actually go and follow up, then they can't move their cage forward, which is going to be a big problem with a very slow moving, very low agile team. He's determined to go and make that cage, but the problem is they've got that bottom corner empty, and it's just you see the Bretonnian blitz's eyes are lighting up with positive glee, if such a thing is possible, from Bretonnians given their French ways.
I guess JP's trying to pull the Bretonnians to one side and then probably do like a bait and switch.
I think so, but the problem is, given the sheer speed of Bretonnians, and as you can see here, they're easily able to go and get onto the ball carrier again. That's 2 turns in a row. There's nowhere really they can run. It is going to be their normal game of trying to wear the opposition down. Not going to work really here today, I don't think. See, now you've got two Brets on the ball carrier. Not a country mile away from the end zone either, so a bit of a desperate half for the Khemri at this rate, I think.
Yeah, the noose is definitely kind of tightening around the tiny box cage there.
Yeah.
Both, we can only assume at some point that JP's going to try and at least smash a hole somewhere for the ball carrier to get out, but that's if he's still standing by the end of this turn.
Yeah, and I said he does have that spare Tomb Guardian, so he can do some damage, but again, he's going to have to go and choose his victim carefully, because if you've got Fend, then I think it's just a lineman, but then not really actually go anywhere. Et voila! So he goes and punches him down, but that Tomb Guardian's still left on the sideline in danger of getting served. So that's the problem with that Tomb Guardian now. He's quite out of position, so now he's actually got some use. But hello, you got dodge?
I think a lot of the blitzers for a lot of the knights for the Bretonnians have got dodge recently, but unfortunately that one only has his name to steal.
You can see there, it basically had to go and use the ball carrier to go and do a block, and as you can see there, turn 4 and the ball's not actually gone forward in the last 2 turns.
which is obviously more important for Khemri considering the slow speed at which they move at.
Exactly.
Unless they can start throwing some injuries in, I guess, then it'll.
Yeah, as you say, they need to start clearing some of these. Well, that'll do. So two. I would say commentator's curse, but we could do with more of that, really.
So
for the Brets, you think, really?
Yeah, looks like they're gonna try and shuffle and reconfigure. Obviously, still have a few.
Yeah, if it's not careful, if they get a few players knocked down, then Khemri could push past them and then kind of sort of tag them up from behind, so to speak.
Oh,
and then
the ball carrier, ball carrier gets knocked down. Let's see where the ball scatters to.
That's my world-renowned optimism gone to pieces. Oh, and the dodging fails again. They don't have any luck with his dodging.
I think JP used that reroll to try and catch the ball from the scatter.
To notice as well, JP has actually hired a wizard for the game as well.
Oh.
I'm sure we'll see him being used later on. Should
I guess the question, will it be a fireball or will it be a lightning bolt?
Oh, you got to go for a fireball. I mean, I know lightning bolt's very good for the specifics, but for the sheer wonder and pyrotechnics of the fireball, you can't go wrong with it, can you really? So.
No. Oh no, especially the efforts that members of the Magic Guild go to especially when it comes to the when it comes to our games with the Blood Bowl here.
Definitely, and I say, luckily you and I have got some marshmallows which we picked up earlier, so we time it right. We can get downstairs just as the fireball goes off and get this bad boys toasted.
Well, hopefully, it doesn't attract any of the dragons to come back.
Well, it's a risk I'm willing to take because I'm going to send you down. It's very clever as well. The Khemri are actually pushing the linemen onto the ball itself to try and dislodge it, knowing that they've got fend. Now they can go and surround them, make a bit of a pocket. And as you say, they've managed to, they've actually isolated half the Bretonnian team, really, either on the floor or at the back. I know they move very quickly, but Khemri have got a chance here. Just need to go and put them on the ground. Mind you, but there was that pocket of knights and blitzers sat in the middle, though, which have got other ideas, of course.
Oh, we could be seeing we could potentially see a pass here.
The Bretonnians have obviously decided that enough's enough, and that they're just going to go and lob it. Is this going to? No.
Oh, he's fumbled that.
That would have been a hell of a play. Bounced it off his mate's head, and it's landed. I mean, it's not the worst place for it to land, let's be honest, but.
It must be hard. It must be hard for to play this game with the limited depth perception for these helmets that the Bretonnian Knights wear.
I mean, you would think that, but I've got no sympathy for them whatsoever. Because quite clearly they should be on the back of a horse and not on the Blood Bowl pitch. And lucky Luke the Unicorn hasn't been seen for a few years. And, I don't believe, I think he's got outstanding depths to pace. These Tomb Guardians are trying to then make inroads into the Bretonnians, but that Tomb Guardian is now actually going to come away from the sideline, which is decent. I half thought he's going to blitz him, to be honest. He's really the only player that could have blitzed, but. It's because that blitzer had block, I suppose, just to try and make sure that he's. Oh, Pal! He's going to go and end up on the floor.
Damage hit.
Here we go. Ah, that's what he was doing. He's saving the blitz for the last one. So well played. Now, can he get the ball? He does.
Now he's got it, and hopefully now he can make a run for it.
I mean, you say run. It's more of an eager shuffle, isn't it? Let's be honest.
An energized shamble.
Yeah. And again, we just see down there. The linemen, let's be honest, are the fodder of the team, quite clearly, because their social standing demands it. But fend is such a useful skill against these Khemri. I think it's an often underrated skill. I think it's not something that most people tend to go and pick first off the bat. But if you definitely come on a standard, you can tell that he realised the touchdown wasn't on, so he better come back and try and help his mates out. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's a fair number of Bretonnian players on the deck nearby that could make a blitz if they can only dodge.
These Bretonnians cannot dodge today. And he's failed it again. I mean,
Ooh. Yeah, he must be feeling it. He must be feeling it today.
I mean, it's actually going to go and let the Khemri have a bit of a dart down the pitch. You might actually see the score, and if you look at it as well, turn 7.
Yeah,
actually
get plenty of space left.
Yeah, it's just needs to go and clear those things out of the way so they can't reach him. We could see. Oh, he's getting on the action now. Ah, in your face. I think that was pretty much the last one that could reach him. So now he's going to be on the floor, don't he? I think the Khemri have got an uninterrupted run.
Unless that blitzer failed over previous turn, he's able to get back up next turn and dodge out. But even then, yeah, I think he's probably.
Unless he's got to jump up, he can have to do a go for it too, just to go and tag him up. I think. Well, like I say, against Khemri, it's not the worst thing in the world because Khemri, as we know, are not great at dodging. Oh dear. It's always funny to go and see people roll skulls and listen to you. Nothing worse as well, rolling double skulls, using the reroll and getting the same double skulls come back again. That's one of the most important things in Blood Bowl. Unless,
okay. So we better reshuffle. As you say, I don't think there's a lot of hope for any of the Bretonnians getting close to the ball carrier.
I don't think so at all.
Unless they can shift a few of the Tomb Guardians, but even then they're still definitely too far away for that.
Yeah, I think that one, like say, that he's knocked down, might be able to get up and dodge, but of course their dodging's been awful.
This looks like a setup for a foul.
Oh, almost like Dion WP's in it.
Leaving it to the lower classes to pick that up.
It's more becoming of them, really. So.
Oh, he's
there we go.
Missed the opportunity to pick him up.
He does.
Yeah, he does it. He shambles across for the touch there.
Khemri have absolutely nailed that half to perfection. Exactly what you want from a grindy team to score on turn 8.
Dubious the way the formation started out, but over the course of it, it's it definitely entrapping and like pulling in and entrapping the Bretonnians so that they could then shift the ball outside and make a run for it.
Exactly. I think if anything, the Bretonnians' attempt to actually try and sort of flank the Khemri and sort of pick them off that way is actually kind of backfired in a way, really.
So for the last part of the first half, the Khemri is back up to full strength with their Tomb Guardian coming back.
And
meanwhile, the Bretonnians still have 2 injured.
Yeah, and of course, as it's only their turn 8, you can rest assured they're going to try and smack the hell out of a few skeletons that will be on the touchline here. So, and unsurprisingly, they're going to go for 11 on up front. Perhaps going to keep a couple back.
Oh no! So the Khemri are happy with their formation, and the Tiny Rocks get an extra reroll, which I don't know if they'll really use it for this half.
No, I think JP will probably just go and frame it and keep it as a little memorial, as a little memorabilia for later. So what are they going to be doing? They're going to just after they left the Tomb Guardians on the line of scrimmage, perhaps your most valuable players were in. Issue with Dauntless, like I say, he's just absolutely going to batter them. Because the Tomb Guardians, okay, they're strong, but with decay, they run the risk. If they get injured, you could lose one. You don't really want to lose one of your most important players.
It's another Dauntless, and re-rolling that. The block. He knocks him out.
I was surprised that they put Tomb Guardians. I would have chucked them right in the backfield, chuck your weak players up front, let them take the beating.
Maybe JP was. I think maybe JP was relying on the toughness of the Tomb Guardians to keep it together, but that ends the first half for the game again for the Tiny Rocks and Pegasus Flyer 1-0.
And of course, it's on the Pegasus Flyers now because they'll be receiving the ball. Use their speed and sheer brutality to try and get past them. Got a few down though.
So
they've actually got on the pitch.
So the Tiny Rocks definitely have the numbers advantage going into the second half. I guess we'll find out how they plan to try and thwart the Pegasus Flyers for their and during their drive.
So yeah, the Pegasus Flyers are down one player. But yeah, the Khemri, as you can tell, they're not committing too much up front because they're very wary of the speed and power of the Brets. So. Of course, it's all dependent on them picking the board up and doing something called dodging, which is not one thing they've excelled at very well today.
I mean, if only Dodgy Dion was here to coach them.
But again, even Dodgy Dion falls over more times than he dodges, let's be honest. It's his short, stumpy legs, you see.
I mean, speaking of short, stumpy legs, he was a bit on the run during the last game I commentated. I don't know if he's the allegations of the Nobbler's pies, has it been settled or is it still ongoing?
I think the investigation's still ongoing. They've taken a number of stool samples, 17 from one person, I believe, and they're just trying to run the analysis now, which is not a particularly pleasant thing.
Conclusive evidence, basically, is what they're looking for.
And so they were able to reset the defense up again. So they've shifted those Tomb Guardians over, obviously to go and try and where the ball on the side of the ball's landing. But as you can see, his Bretonnians managed to make a whole running lane down the side already. So
I wonder if we'll see maybe a cheeky little pass at the start of this drive.
Well, I think given the fact that they were trying to lob the ball down in the first half, I think it's going to be they're definitely going to go and give that a go. I think. See it as a viable alternative. And they've formed a little love train down the side as well. So. Just trying to. They have left a bit of a gap, though, haven't they? I mean, even a lurchy old Guardian could walk down to that gap too.
I think it was
now, surely.
Oh yes, we're going for the pass.
Whoa! Cheeky. Well, that's not going to work though. There he goes.
I think if it was any other, if the Pegasus Flyers were playing against a more like any other like a team like the Skaven, or an elf team, that would be more of a risky play. But I guess with the Tomb Guardians being as slow as they are, that definitely makes sense.
So the Tomb Guardians here come to try and again get that ball loose, and he's done that already.
Oof!
That's an expert punch in the face.
Just one more step, and then he's in the crowd.
Oh! If only he'd picked it up, that'd been perfect. Then to go and rub it in the Bretonnian's face, but
that would be salt in the wind.
Yeah. Now they're trying to go and block up the bottom of that little running lane. Of course, the Bretonnians, all you've got to do is just make another little hole there, and they will be away.
As the tiny rocks shuffle over to the other side, enter the I guess the tunnel.
I can't be a very good size. It's like a Tomb Guardian lurching towards you. Oh, the skulls again! Rerolls. I swear they curse.
Well, at least the blue is soft and he's only stunned. But
yeah. Of course, with JP having the wizard to hand as well. Let's say if the Brets pick it up and try to sort of making a loose, either a cage or a tight or loose one, then that wizard can just go and interrupt the fun.
Yeah, I imagine the Wizards is probably feeling a bit impatient from last turn, from last half, because he never really got utilised.
Yeah.
But it's so easily done, I guess. Unless they make themselves as flamboyant as possible, then usually just the Wizards are forgettable.
Exactly, and I think it's also that sort of thing that at the beginning of the game you probably remember, but as the game goes on, it can be easily forgotten.
At least the Pegasus Flyers are moving the ball up. Still a little bit exposed, but there we go. He's plugged that gap a little. And I guess with the Tiny Rocks players around nearby it are stunned, so they probably won't be able to do much till next turn.
But the Wizards, look at that. I mean, he could knock down theoretically 4 players there. But the Tomb Guardians are coming out to try and block. I mean, I probably would have gone straight in front of him to us rather than the side, but it doesn't matter. He's still managed to get the ball free. No injuries, eh? Oh, hello.
Oh.
That thing is there, couldn't catch it. Works out quite well because that Tomb Guardian can then go and sort of exactly Start punching in. And now make a bit of a melee around the ball.
I think now it's just a case of throwing some more punches, moving the rest of the players around, getting them in positions to basically mark or threaten the ball.
Exactly. I say they've at the end of the day, the Tiny Rocks have got the touchdown, to play with really. So they should have. We need to go and tag that other right down the bottom. Is that what you're doing now? Yeah.
Some carrot caging going on here.
Yes, that's good. Good skills. We don't stop cheeky little Bretts go and make a little hole down the bottom. They're not making a corkage fee, but that dauntless skill is so handy. I say if you can get someone to help guard as well the other side, then doesn't matter how strong you are, you still end up on the turf. And again, the dauntless skill. Tomb Guardians don't know what's hit them. Well, they do because it's the knights are quite obvious with their armor.
Oh, here we go.
Picked it up, and now he's switching the play. Cheeky little sound say. Oh.
So, two of the Tomb Guardians are close to the sideline. Do you think we might see some crowd surfing?
I mean, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, the amount of skulls that are going on in this game is ridiculous.
Some crowd participation is always appreciated, but you're right. It's definitely been there's been a lot of skulls this game.
And the crowd got stuck in right from the whistle with that pitch invasion. Obviously, the Dragon's klaxon scared the crap out of them, but Tomb Guardian in amongst them wouldn't be too bad, I think. It doesn't matter if you're a fan, you still end up on the floor, and that's the only problem you see, because of course, ordinarily they could have gone forward and tagged up the ball carrier, but not being able to means that the ball carrier is still very, very happy there. There.
So, unless of course you're a knight, which case you don't have fend, and that's cleared him up for the blitz from the Tomb Guardian. Oh, he's got dodge though.
Doesn't have fend, but I say it's still going to be on him. Another power. Another Khemri has certainly got some power. Oh, he's injured as well. It's the third injury of the game for the Tiny Rocks. The damage back as well, I think. So I think he'll be playing in the next game. That's it. Go around there.
Each injury for the the Bretonnians is going to make it a lot easier for the Tiny Rocks to command the field.
Definitely, I say they'll be down to 9 players now. But the problem is, of course, that blitz they can get away very easily and very quickly. Finally, easily remembered how to dodge, of course.
They'll be down to 8 players because they had 2 injured last half, and this is the third one. So, see if the Pegasus Flyers can get the ball free.
That dauntless skill comes in useful again, taking that Tomb Guardian down. Even with that 1 dice, so he's.
Wow! Yeah.
That's the thing. I think 1 dice blocks are underestimated, especially when you've got combat skills like block.
I mean, you must wonder what kind of mental fortitude goes into that. Of case of like I gotta go hit someone who's bigger, meaner, and probably smells a bit nastier than me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I say if you mess that up, you've got issues. And that's the the ball carrier easily dodges away. I'd say easily. He's managed to do it.
He's managed to go for it.
See now, there's 3 Bretonnians all beyond the back half of the pitch. Or as a KO as well.
So the Pegasus have finally got a player. They finally managed to take a player down for.
And of course, I think the Tiny Rocks have got a bit of an issue now because, granted, they can go and tag the ball carrier up. But they're not particularly fast, and as was demonstrated just then, they can dodge pretty easily. Where's he going to go? He's going to have to surely try and go to the other side of him. Or is he just going to try and blitz him? He's not going to stand his players up first he can.
Oh, there you go. He's going for the blitz.
Playing the tool.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have done with a power legs for that dodge.
Still 2 marking him.
Square at least. Yeah, so he's going to have to sort of go back to go forward, so to speak, but it's not the end of the day. There's that fend skill again. That Tomb Guardian goes and punches him, but can't then move forward to tag up anymore. I think the Khemri's sort of lack of movement is going to be hideously exposed now, because I say they're desperately trying to get some people back to. That's a nice little play, because that's the Blitzer can then try and go back infield. Oh, hello, Wrestle.
Yep. Oh,
Oh, Wrestle's a cheeky
both knocked
skill.
down. Yeah, it's especially saves the turnover.
Yep. So we're
And
going to see what the Bretonnian dodging skills are like. Feeling he's going to get back towards that lineman and out and around down the middle of the pitch, you would think.
I mean, he's definitely setting up for one of the knights, for the knight to take on that Tomb Guardian. See if Dauntless comes in. Does definitely? Yep.
And I say the other one can then get around, can act a bit of a shield.
This is it's been fun to see like the as the Bretonnian Knights taking on Tomb Kings, just because despite the disparity in size. So here comes a pass, and he's definitely set up with enough space, and there goes the touchdown.
There we go. That was well worked, I think, really, by the Pegasus. Managed to pull the Khemri in, and they still had enough movement to go and sort of. I think they took the long way round. Let's be honest. This goes to show the speed and the brute power of their players.
So that's one each in the game so far. But the Tiny Rocks still have the numbers advantage in this game heading into the next drive.
Yep. So again, it's how the teams play it now. You've got half of the game still to go for the Khemri, and 3 turns left for the Pegasus Flyers. I can imagine the Pegasus Flyers here are just going to try and swamp the Khemri as quickly as possible, try and get that ball, and then
if they can pop it, if they can pop a loose, they'll definitely. I guess if the opportunity presents itself, see what happens with the kickoff. Quick snap.
I think we'll try and dump it as close to the line of scrimmage as possible, to those blitzers on either side. Khemri needs to shield it. Yeah, there's still a chance, I think, of scoring the Khemri. I mean, look at that; it could be right on the halfway line.
They could potentially touch back as well, depending on how the ball scatters.
This is a bit of danger, potential danger for the Khemri now, I think.
Just trying to shift players just a fraction over.
Yeah. Well, if it's touchback, that's not no bad thing either, because they can probably get to that. Yep,
and it does, yeah.
To give it to the thrower arm in the middle, I would think.
It's good to the Tomb Guardian. Again, probably JP relying on the high toughness and strength for the Tomb Guardian. And 4 turns, is it really impossible for a Tomb Guardian to get there?
4, 12, I mean 16. They can get there perhaps with a couple of go for it. I think it's always one of those sort of things. It's nice in theory, but against a team like this, especially if you've got Fend on as well, that you could go and blitz with the Tomb Guardian and then not actually waste a square of movement.
And especially with the threat from the Bretonnian Knights with Dauntless as well.
Exactly, because that they're going to come swarming around the back of it. Especially with Dauntless, Tomb Guardian's strength 5 won't mean anything when they're facing down a couple of knights of Dauntless. A
nice spacious little cage.
Yeah, it's going to make for an interesting last few turns though. Oh, stunned. Here we go. Here come the blitzers.
So here come the Flyers.
Pretty clear what their ambition is. Go and get on that Tomb Guardian as quickly as humanly possible. Clog up the middle of the pitch as well. Oh, first injury for the Khemri. They got the Khemri. They damaged back. He's got a niggling injury. It's his second damage back this game.
I imagine when you get to a certain age, when you're a skeleton, joint pain and back pain is probably going to be like endemic.
especially if you're a few hundred years old. And another skull means the line of scrimmage guy's gone down again. And if you look, he does have a bit of a running lane. If you can get some people able to tag up those blitzers, then that other Tomb Guardian can just go on a very slow processional down the pitch. Is he going to try going for it now, or is he going to try? Is he going to wait, or is he going to give it? He's counting it out. He's making a wish. He can get there. He can get there. You know, he just needs to go and tag up those Bretonnians so they can't get around to him.
Yeah. Still no use of the wizard yet. But again, it's the tiny rocks. I don't think they. I guess he's realizes he doesn't really need it. It's kind of a card to have.
Not at the moment. I say it's handy to have in the back pocket if he does. But
was that a dodge?
Yeah, it was a failed dodge. Why the hell is he dodging? He's been trying to been zero again. So the Bretonnians, here they go. What are they going to do? Yeah, they try one dicer, smack. That's it. One of the Tomb Guardians out of the way. And of course, he's now going to go and come up. Exactly, he's marked him up, and the other one's going to blitz him. We had 2 dicer. Another power.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that was the. I guess that was the one thing that JP didn't need. Oh. Definitely the thing he definitely wanted then.
He needed a 6 to catch it, and to be honest, he probably didn't want that at all.
I mean, that's Marion Burns.
But again, as well, you think the Pegasus Fighters have only got 1 turn left after this. So it is still possible for them to score, but it's going to be tricky.
It is definitely a long shot at this point.
Yeah, I think it's looking. The draw's looking most likely at the moment, but I don't know if I can move the Tomb Guardian up there. So trying to go and block them off as much as possible. Yeah, that's not helped by blocking off, not block. So Pegasus Fire's last turn. They can still win this. Just need to get that ball out, get it in the hands of one of their funky blitzers, and then lob it down to the guys all on his own in the middle of the pitch. Well, there goes the ball carrier.
Takes a scatter onto a Bretonnian, and
that's not bad. Knock him out of the way. Now the other Brett can go and try and hopefully run in there, pick the ball up, and lob it down to his mate. Or he can do a handoff. No.
Oh no, he's moving him. He's moving him aside, and he's dodging the knight in. Huh. Oh, he's moving him in line.
Pass, and it's caught.
He's caught it.
This is it.
He's going for it. And it's touchdown. Touchdown 2 for the Pegasus Flyers this late in the game. That's definitely sealed it.
That's it. That's a kick in the undead matches. The wizard there on the sideline, looking not very happy. I think, to be honest. Although to be fair, he's been hired. He can count his gold coins, knowing that he didn't actually have to do anything.
I mean, a free day of no work.
Yeah, sounds alright to me. 150,000 in the bank.
Is that the rate nowadays for wizards?
Yeah. Plenty of free pies as well from the sponsors, which you do not want to touch.
Oh, hopefully not. I was going to say hopefully not from Dodgy DN.
Oh God, no. Not unless you want to go and spend the next 300 years on the nav. And there we go. All the Bretts go and push back to go and make sure they don't get the punch in the face from the Tomb Guardians who want to try and exact some kind of revenge.
It's a classic like a Bretonnian aristocracy move there.
Yeah. Put the peasants up front. So, of course, bear in mind that those linemen do have fend, so if they don't go down, I wish they were. I have to try and keep a few players back. On the off chance they can pick the ball up and get some cheeky star player points before the end of the match. Yes,
JP is trying to set up as many bodies on the line to maximise the blocks.
What's that Tomb Guardian doing? That Tomb Guardian at the back.
Yeah.
Oh, right in the face.
So somebody Is that one of the Bretonnians? Yes.
Yeah, that's it. One of the guys that the Khemri was going to push. Why is that Tomb Guardian right down the end? I'm not quite getting why he's down at the bottom of the end.
Well, we have a touchback, so it goes straight into the throw rat's hand. So maybe we might potentially see a last turn pass.
I think so, but still wonder why that Tomb Guardian's all the way down there and could be not that he's needed, of course. The two Blitzers have laid it out there. Reaching, I don't think they can reach him.
Might not be a case of. It might not be a case of. He's not going after the backline.
You know what's coming. Begins with S and rhymes with owl.
Like the fans also know what's coming. They're watching it. They're ravenous.
Cannot wait. I mean, they've started to warm up the klaxon, and no one is leaving their seats. Why is he not moving up? Let's go. Okay. Caught the ball, so now I guess he caught the ball. He's going to jump on it. That's it. I mean, that's quite an eventful turn for him. He's not only managed to catch the ball, but he put the boot in as well. Babel Fred been KO'd twice in this game. I think and that's it. Done and dusted.
That's the game. I mean, good choice of words there. As you say, the klaxon's going for the spectators to leave the stadium. But I mean, that was a good game. That was a really good game. It was a nice positioning and nice play from the Pegasus Flyers.
Much like the the Bretonnians, we've adopted a two-tier system, so we're in our lovely asbestos-lined booth up here, so we can't be hurt by the flames. So we're absolutely fine. Yeah, I mean, I think the Khemri were a bit unlucky. I mean, their flaws were woefully exposed. Their slowness against the Bretonnians' speed and power, but. I think JP will be ruining not being able to go get his wizard use.
As I say, he'll be laughing himself to the bank with the payment for the day.
Yeah, I say if you see there, our handy statistician pointing out the ball possession, 56% for the tiny rocks, and then he's like 12% for.
It's been a high like experience point game here for both teams, I guess.
Definitely.
If not so much a I guess a casualty or score game, but
yeah, and I say Tiny Rocks managed to go and injure a few people, which is always good, and we're going to see some blood in the Bloodbowl, and the Pegasus Fires put on the bowl to complete the set.
Some really good passes for this game as well.
You see that 7 dodge attempts, so 14 attempts, 7 failed, 7 success. Yes.
Great dynamite.
And they call these people trained athletes,
I mean, they are wearing heavy armor.
This is true, but still, I mean, if you've gone through the effort of going to Dion's dodge school to learn dodge, then the best thing you can learn to do really is dodge.
Dodge. Yeah. It's all good, well and good as saying that, but maybe it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah. Well, I'm off to go and get the marshmallows ready. You've got a few flights of stairs to descend to go and.
Oh yeah, I definitely have that. There. Make sure I have my running shoes on while I do it.
You better have, because I say if I want them toasted, not you.
Oh, I'll try my best. But that's all for our game today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining me today, Dunk. If I don't make it back with the marshmallows.
Yes, I mean, and please don't drop them like you did last time.
I mean, doesn't that give them the flavour?
Well, not really, because you dropped him into that guy's where his eyeballs used to be, and I couldn't really work out which was melted marshmallow, and which was melted eyeball. And I chose wrong first time round. So.
It's inconsistency. Anyway, thank you, viewers, for joining us for this week's game, and stay tuned for some more Blood Bowl action from the Smash Bang Wallop Cup.
ETFN.